Hi, my name is Jacob,
And my name is John.
and we're the
Together,
McGrath
we're the
brothers.
Math Brothers.
That was a good start to it. Um,
Uh,
so this
first,
this is the St. Mary's unofficial podcast because it isn't official because the school wouldn't let us do it because we're gonna say bad words like crap, and the school doesn't like bad words because it's a Catholic school and bad words are bad.
that's right.
Because Christian boy John would never say a bad word on school record.
No, never,
Because
never.
bad words are bad. So, stuff we want to talk about in this first episode of the St. Mary's unofficial podcast is, the Doug Ford walkout. Because
Yeah,
Doug Ford has poopy pants. I saw a picture like that on Twitter when somebody's holding up a sign that said Doug Ford has poopy pants. And it made me
yeah,
laugh because Doug Ford does have poopy pants. It's a
yeah.
scientific fact. And so
Mhm.
we're going to talk about the walkout, which happened last Thursday. Yeah. And it was very successful, John. You were there. Can you confirm that it was successful?
Oh yeah, dude, it was hype, man. There was just heat out there.
Frick Doug Ford. Frick
Yeah.
Doug Ford.
Yes, I yelled that a little bit too.
Yeah, because you felt liberated, correct?
I do feel liberated. I felt the whole atmosphere there. It's like, I felt part of the mob. Had that mob mentality.
I
You know.
love the mob mentality. It really showed Doug Ford who's boss. He's definitely shaking in his boots right now because we showed him that the students
You,
aren't to be messed with.
you think so, man? I don't know. I
You
feel like he just waved it off. You know what I mean?
Are you saying that Doug Ford didn't actually care about the students
Well,
walking out?
look
Students saying no. Students saying no.
look what happened, man. The first day, sorry, the walkout day, we had our whole big walkout thing. I think that was pretty successful, actually. That for that one day. Then the next day, we all just go back to class. I didn't really hear anything about it after then, but I guess the fight continues.
Yeah, the fight
Um,
continues. Frick Doug
the fight
Ford. Frick
continues.
Doug
Yeah,
Ford.
I swear.
Before we get into Doug Ford walkout territory, there's some congratulations in order for Braden something. What's his last name? Kressler, I think that's it. Braden
Yeah, yeah,
Kressler
yeah.
and Marco something. What's his name? I don't know.
Hold on.
I don't know his
I
name. His name's Marco, and I
just
think Marco is going into the OHL for the Guelph Storm, and Braden is going to the Flint Fire something Firebirds. I think it is Flybirds, something like that. And he's going to
uh,
Flint, Michigan. And for those of you who don't know, Flint, Michigan is a city in Michigan, which is a state in America, and the water's all fucked up there. This is a big story a couple of years ago because like you can't drink the water there because something got in the water. So Braden, stay safe there and don't drink the water. Whatever you do, don't drink the water. You're gonna die.
yeah.
We're looking out for you. He's my homie. He's in my religion class. We're
Yeah,
religion
he
homies. I've never talked to him before, and he was in my careers class in civics, but I never talked to him before. But I'm sure he likes me.
Yeah, he was in my gym class. I'll tell
I
you what, man. He was one hell of a hockey player though in ball hockey. I mean, like he wasn't even really trying in those to be honest with you. He was just kind of playing around. But I actually I played goalie with him. Well, I was goalie while he was playing, right? He just whipped shots, man. I couldn't keep up.
were you scared?
Oh yeah, he's just pretty hard too. Um, fast and hard, right? But I'm not really a goalie, like actually. So I I've never been a part of a hockey team before, so I'm not really the best goalie for him to go against. But that was he was from what I saw one hell of a shot, and he's got some pretty good handles on him too. So
Well, maybe if you drinked milk, you would be able to.
oh,
Yeah. For those of you
I
who
hate
don't know, John doesn't like milk.
nope. It makes me gag. I drink it and it makes me gag
Well,
instantly.
I bet Braden drinks his milk. That's why he's a better hockey player
He
than you.
does. I bet he does. Yeah, for me it's just almond milk. That's the way to go.
You drink almond milk?
Yeah,
You're a soy boy.
yes sir, soy boy.
Soy boy's not a good thing.
Why not?
Yeah, because like soy boys are like people who drink like alternatives and like don't eat meat and stuff, you know?
Oh
Do
well,
we eat meat alternatives, John?
yeah, I do, man.
Do you eat pork?
Yep.
God doesn't want you to eat pork.
Yeah, well, that's only the Old Testament and the Jews, eh? So
Yeah, Jews killed Jesus. Don't quote me on that, but they did kill
yeah,
Jesus.
you have to say, man, dude.
The Jews are all right, but they killed Jesus. So
Yeah.
Brayden, don't drink the water there. You got to keep those bones nice and strong, and we can't have that Flint water fucking that all up for you. You know, we're looking out for
Yeah.
you. Okay, so the walkout. The walkout was Thursday, April
Mhm.
something. What was Thursday?
It was the fourth, eh?
The 4th. Oh, you're on that. You got the statistics.
Yeah, I just kind of remember seeing it on the posters there.
I did see the posters, and I felt liberated. You know what made me feel liberated, John?
What did?
The improper grammar in the poster.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you look at the poster, it's not the like the big poster like the one like that came from the Students Say No Instagram page. It's the one that somebody from St. Mary's made, like specifically for St. Mary's, and it said like Ford's policy, but it didn't have a comma, or I mean apostrophe to notify the reader of possession because it's Ford's policies. So maybe if Ford taught the kids better, they would know how to use proper grammar. Think about that, John.
Yeah. Yeah, just maybe.
Dummy Ford has poopy pants is the reason why kids don't know how to use grammar.
Apparently,
Do you know
they would
who?
say.
Do you know who knows how to use grammar? Kids who don't live in Ontario, who don't have to worry about Doug Poopy Pants Ford.
Yeah.
So, the walkout started at 11:15 a.m. It was parent. Oh wait, what was it? 11:30. 11:30. And
yeah.
it was during 4th period lunch because it was parent-teacher interviews days. Did you go to your parent-teacher interviews, John?
No, I didn't. I didn't get any.
That's sad because I did get requested a parent-teacher interview and I didn't
Right.
go. And then my teacher emailed my mom and I got in trouble. So that's the lesson you learn. Go to your parent-teacher interviews or your teacher will email your mom.
It's in the name, parent-teacher interviews. It doesn't say parent-teacher-student interviews.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Send your mom to the parent-teacher interviews so that she can not be mad at you because the teacher emailed you because you didn't tell her you were doing bad in science class.
Yeah.
That's a very oddly specific scenario that I just made up right now and has no correlation to my life whatsoever.
Yeah. Relation to that. Yeah.
I don't know anybody who would have a 67% in their AP science class and who's going to get kicked out of AP if he keeps doing so poorly. I don't know anybody like that. But if I did, I'd tell him to pick his act up together, you know?
Yeah. You know, actually, there might be this one guy. Actually, never mind.
No, I don't think you're talking right, John, because there's no guy like that. 'Cause I made it up. It up. Oh yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, I did. Okay, so the walkout started at 11:30. I was eating lunch. I was eating my sandwich that my mom cut up into fours, and she didn't cut up into fours because I asked her to. She did it because she's nice, and I can eat a sandwich not cut up into fours, but
yeah, like what today? Today you had them cut up in triangles.
Yeah, my mom switched it up, and I was talking to my mom in the morning because I talked to my mom while I'm eating my breakfast because she's driving to work, and she was like, "I did something special with your sandwich today. I hope you like it." And it turns out that she cut it up into triangles. And to be honest, I like it in squares better.
Well, that's not tell her that. You might hurt her feelings. You know?
I didn't tell her that, but I may tell her that tomorrow I do want my sandwich cut up into squares like it normally is.
or that tomorrow you make your own lunch. How about that?
Mm, no. Yeah. No. I'm not going to make my own lunch. Do you know why, John?
No, don't know
Because
why.
I don't know how.
You don't have to put lunch together. Come on, man.
Okay. So the extent of me making lunches is probably just like peanut butter sandwiches that I make in the summertime when my mom refuses to make my lunch.
Yeah. Well, tell you what, man. You can have your PB&J sandwiches, but you gotta put some more stuff in there. Like get some granola bars, some veggies, some crackers with cheese in there, man.
I don't like cheese.
Oh well, get your milk then.
It's too
You
hard
always
to
drink.
make. I'm not a chef.
You don't need to make the milk. You just pour it in the cup.
My mom's a chef, though.
Unless
My
your
mom's a
mom,
chef.
yeah, she's a chef, right? Yeah, she makes it, huh?
Yeah.
In the kitchen. Are you sure she's not a dairy farmer?
No, she makes it. We have a cow.
Oh,
Yeah, she's
oh
a
yeah,
chef. She goes and she milks those udders.
oh yeah.
Just
I
the
bet
way
she
I
does.
like it. And so the walkout was today. No, it wasn't today. It was Thursday. We keep getting sidetracked because of my sandwiches.
Yeah,
It's
sorry
I
about that.
don't I don't need them cut up in fours. I can eat them just fine without them
Yeah.
being cut up in fours. I just prefer it that way. Okay. Anyways,
Oh,
so I was
yeah.
eating my sandwich that is happens to be cut up in fours, and I looked over to the side, and do you know what I saw out the window, John?
A bunch of people screaming, very bad words about Ford.
Yeah, and I saw a poster, and the word said
Oh, oh,
Fuck Doug Ford, and I was like, oh my gosh, the foul mouths on these people. If their mothers heard about this, oh my, they would flip. I'm being serious right now, John. The words
yeah,
that were coming out of those young children's mouths were just
dude.
despicable.
I saw the same sign and I went out there and they were screaming at the top of their lungs. It was crazy.
I
Like
was scared. I was scared, to be honest, John. I was scared.
I wasn't scared, dude. I knew that if something happened to me, man, the whole mob would get in there and help me.
They would help you if you were on the liberal side, anti Doug Ford. And I am
Hey,
anti Doug Ford because I I like to stick with other people because I'm afraid to have an opinion because people will disagree with me, and in a high school setting people disagreeing with you is not okay, and if people disagree with me then people aren't going to be my friends, and I need friends to validate my self-worth.
is that what I'm for?
Yes, you're there. You're here solely just to validate my self-worth, and you're also here because I'm scared to talk by myself
Oh.
because
Well,
I wouldn't know what to talk about because I wouldn't have you as my like punching bag.
right,
You're
right.
you're like my stress reliever. Like, John, you're a bitch.
So you're just, I'm a tool. I'm your tool to make you feel better.
No, I would never say that. Anyways, back to Doug Ford. That's the real issue here. Doug Ford has poopy pants.
Yeah, dude. I saw those same signs, and I just have a question, man.
What's
Does
the
that
question?
count as hate? Does that kind of does that count as hate speech?
Frick Doug Ford?
Yeah. Well, they didn't say frick. They said like the full F word.
I would never say that word, so I don't feel comfortable repeating it, and I would never say that word, and
Yeah.
I please St. Mary's, please let me do this podcast and let me it be the official podcast, and I promise I won't swear. Please, please, please. I'm sorry for ever swearing. Please, God, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, and forgive us our trespasses, and those who trespass against us. I forget the words, John.
Yeah,
I
man. You need to repent more. Holy.
Yeah, I don't know the words. I was going there for a second. I was like, boom, 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 but then I messed it up.
But you just kind of messed up a little bit at the end there.
It's okay. Jesus forgives me. I went to reconciliation last week. Yeah,
How was
and
that?
the Miss Annabelle lady, is that her name, Miss Annabelle?
She swears. Eh?
Yeah, she did swear. She told us the duck story. You know the duck story, John?
No. Say
She
it.
she hasn't told you the duck story. She's told it to us like twice now. Once in grade 9 and then 10.
She might have. I just might not remember.
The
It was
little
probably.
boy is like going to his grandparents' like farm, and he like kills a duck and he buries it, and then the
Oh,
grandparents knew about it the whole time. You know that story?
I think I remember her telling us that. Yeah, yeah. That, yeah. Was
That's
that in grade?
She told us that
I
in
don't.
grade 9 and grade 10.
Yeah. She told us that, or told me at least that in grade 9. I don't think she told me again in grade 10.
Yeah, she
I
told
think.
us in grade 9 before reconciliation, and then grade 10 before reconciliation.
Uh,
And she was like, "Oh, it's supposed to like free you from your sins, and it's going to make you feel better." And to be honest, it didn't make me feel better because the priest scares me.
yeah, actually, you know what though? I'm not gonna lie. It kind of same thing here, man. I went to this There's my grandma made me go to this. Well, didn't make me. I went with her to this convention center, right? It was for like church and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they're in there to get um confessions, right? And after it though, after I said all my sins, right? It did not feel as good as I thought it was gonna feel. Like I
That's
didn't really feel like super like all my weight and all my chains holding me down. It just kind of like broke off. I felt like the weight the weight was still there, just not as heavy, I think, but it didn't have the effect I thought it would have. Um, I
You know
it's
what?
so
Because when I went to my reconciliation, the priest really, really was just like wild and for real. So this is what happened, right? I went to my reconciliation, and I go and say all my sins. There's like 3 of them, and uh, because I wasn't going into like detail, because
yeah.
like he's a stranger, right? And he scares me because he's
Well,
a
yeah,
priest.
I
And
found that really hard as well. I had to be very very general and
yeah.
kind of
So,
vague.
anyways, I give him my like 3 sins, right? And the priest has the nerve to go, "Is that it?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's it." And he was like, "Oh, okay. Why is this priest judging me?"
Know what's funny though? For my priest told me that I made an excellent confession.
Oh, I didn't get that. I didn't get you got an excellent confession. I got a. Is that it?
No,
Yeah. So
no,
you got
no.
a nicer priest than I did.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know. Just
Anyways,
chilled.
um, how did we even get on reconciliation?
Hmm?
Because I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," because I said the bad word. Okay. Anyways, that's how we got to
Oh.
reconciliation. Okay, back on track. Doug Ford bad. um, so the walkout happened. So I was looking, and the people were yelling and screaming. And wasn't it like the school president guy who was running it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had
Yeah.
like a megaphone. And this girl came into the cafeteria, right? And she had the megaphone, and she was like, "Come outside, for the students say no. Doug Ford bad." And I was, I was scared. It hurt my ears, but I did feel liberated because Doug Ford is bad, and she mentioned that, and that made me feel good.
Yeah. I actually kind of when I heard that at first, I thought it was actually like sirens. Like it sounded so much like police sirens.
And you thought
Like
the police were there to come get
I,
you for not
I seriously,
supporting the students say no walkout.
I seriously like first like 2 seconds of it when I didn't even see her. Like I was looking out the window when that happened, and when they pulled the sirens there, I low key thought at first it was like the freaking police or like the SWAT police there, or sorry, the riot police that are coming in, but it
Oh,
wasn't. It
it
was their
wasn't the
siren.
riot police. It was the students say no walkout committee. Students say no. Students say no. Frick Doug Ford. Um, I went and saw this Instagram story like later that day, right, of the thing, and they had their microphones and they were like, I forget what he was saying, but he was like, "Oh, we want our education back," and then the mob went and go, "We want our education back," and
Yeah.
it was very epic. And I would indeed that Doug Ford would be very scared if he was there, and he would immediately take back all of his policies. Take your 20% funding back, have the arts back, have your autism money back.
Oh,
And
speaking of the stories and stuff on Instagram, and oh my God, every story there's that autistic kid there.
oh yes, there was plenty of that, and I'm not gonna
Oh,
comment on that because people are gonna get mad if I say that I don't care about the little autistic children. I do. I just don't care about one person is enough. If we should just get all one person. We should all select one person to post it on their story, and then we can all forget about it. Because
or
nobody cares about it. Actually, they just want to pretend like they care and put it on their Instagram story just like everybody else is doing because people want to feel included.
wow, that sounds very that kind of sounds a bit rude. Not gonna lie.
Okay, but
I think
before I
you
said
might
that,
get
I said I wasn't going to be rude. So it kind of just
eh,
like vetoes. Right before you say something offensive, you go no offense. It basically is like a veto.
yeah, honestly, I don't see the point for that. Like I've just like that never worked, and it just kind of seems just so just out of place and kind of stupid. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna say something like they're like, oh, like they're gonna say like, oh, you suck at something, right? But before they say that, they say, oh, no offense, but you suck at this.
Well, no
Um,
offense, John, but
I,
I'm
I
trying to think of
understand.
something, but I can't.
Yeah, I kind of understand. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like saying, it's nothing personal, which is a lot better. I'd rather them say that than no offense, because I mean, if you're gonna say that to someone, they're probably gonna take offense, but they just have to tell them not to take it personally. You know what I mean? And I think
Like,
it's even good. It's even good if they take offense, right? Because then they'll come back and they'll be better at it. You know?
nothing personal, John, but your hair is really soft.
I'll take that as a compliment. So, and the fact that you said nothing personal, I'm just going to, um, I think that was actually more rude than it was nice. And just said it's nothing personal.
It's nothing personal, John, but
Yeah.
you've got very muscular and toned arms.
Um, they're not really that toned right now,
They
actually.
are very toned, John. Like, no offense, but you have great abs.
Okay, man. Thank you. Thank you. You have quite the pack on you as well.
Do you think that's funny, John?
No, no offense, man. Don't take it personally.
No offense, John, but you have really nice calves.
Okay, yeah, dude, they're really thick, man. I'm not gonna lie.
They're slim thick, just the way I like them. Okay,
Yeah,
back on to Doug Ford. There's something I want to tell you, John. I asked you earlier if you knew about this, and you didn't. So that means it's a great opportunity for me to tell you something and for me to get your initial opinion. Now this part, I'm not going to be joking around. I'm going to be serious because this stuff makes me angry. Okay, so people are posting on their Instagram stories this thing about Doug Ford, right? And I'm going to tell you my opinion before you get to say your opinion, John. Your opinion may differ, but I'll tell you my opinion first after I tell you
Okay.
what I saw. So a bunch of people on their Instagram story, not like a huge amount like the autism one, but a semi-large amount, enough for me to click on it, was about this. It was like Doug Ford is cutting funding, but he bought a $50,000 customized van with a mini fridge and like something else, like a Blu-ray player, right? And
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think people have any concept of money or how much cars cost. Because for those of you who don't know, let's say a Honda Odyssey, right? That's a van. For you
Yeah.
people who don't know what cars are, a Honda Odyssey is a van, a minivan, and that costs $60,000, right? So
Yeah.
him buying a $50,000 van is just him buying a normal van.
With a fridge in it, apparently, as well.
Yeah, but like it is literally so minimal. It's so minimal. It's not like he's buying a Ferrari. He's buying a $50,000 van, and I don't like people pretending like that has anything to do with it's nothing. He could if people were like he bought a Honda Odyssey minivan, people would be like, "Oh, so what?" Right? But people are like, "Oh, it's customized, but it's cheaper than a normal minivan." That doesn't make any sense. Anyways, so what do you think about this, John?
I think it's just some more. I guess. I guess people are still serious about the whole Doug Ford thing, and I get they have their own opinions, right? They can fight for their own things. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong or anything, but I think that this van thing was. I think that was out of place with the argument. I mean, that's not really a big deal towards the whole movement here. Like, I mean, it's $50,000 just for a van, right? Like the guy probably, I don't know, the papers and a whole bunch of it's a lot of storage. Like my dad's truck,
Mm-hmm.
He drives a Ford F-150. Those cost what, like $30,000, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, so it's 20,000 under, but like you say, it's not like he's buying a super expensive car. I mean, it's 50,000. It's in reasonable budget. I know plenty of people who could buy that, and who have cars actually more expensive than that.
And I've got the post up here, and I'm looking at it. I'll go and put it on screen. That I'm a very talented editor, and I'm going to put this picture on screen. And I'm going to remember it. And so, so the thing says, breaking news. Court documents show Ford's team wanted a custom-made van with a leather sofa, mini fridge, and Blu-ray player. The total cost was $50,000. Ford would rather spend money on a mini fridge than help autistic children. Pass this on if you oppose Ford. And I'm thinking, right, like...
Yeah, that's
kind of like propaganda, right?
Oh yeah, okay. That's
like he would rather spend money on a mini fridge than a autistic kid. No, that has nothing to do with it. Like, people are just trying to make it seem like he's some type of bad guy for wanting a mini fridge in his van. It's not like he went and bought a fancy Range Rover and put a mini fridge in it. He went and bought a piece of crap and then went and fancied it up. Like, if you look at the picture of the van has no bearing on whether the autistic kids are getting their money or not. It matters. The autistic kids aren't getting their money because I'm trying to get this thought out right now before my dog barks again.
Because of the government.
Yeah, it's because the government is so far in debt that they can't afford to give the autistic kids their money. That's what I'm saying. And so, anyways, the point is, Doug Ford, we're like trying to pin an enemy on Doug Ford, and this isn't Doug Ford's fault. If it was the liberal government, they'd be doing the same thing, or they would just be taking from somewhere else, right? They got to cut funding somewhere because they need the money for something else. I don't know where that money's going to. We don't know that yet. But eventually, that funding is going to go something more important. And I'm sure he has a good plan to help us out by putting that money somewhere else. And the arts program isn't just going to disappear. The autistic kids are going to survive. Shout out to the autistic kids. What other things were people complaining about?
That's all I really heard about.
Yeah, so that's the gist of it. I hope the autistic kids don't suffer too much for losing money. Oh, it was the class sizes. The class sizes, that actually fucking sucks because I hate people, like too many people in my class.
Honestly, yeah, I kind of feel like it does kind of make the class. It's more kind of, I guess, intimidating, I suppose, or like it's just.
But it really doesn't affect me.
Yeah, clearly with your amazing science marks.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, for next year, my electives are probably, because there's so many electives, right? That, like, most, like, grade 11, most of your classes are going to be pretty small.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I have to change my classes again. I keep wanting to change them, and I have to I have
What
to
do you
talk
want
to
to
my guy.
change?
I want to put some more tech classes in there because I don't think I actually put any
You didn't
for
put
my
any
grade.
tech classes. You should probably do that
No,
because you're pretty good at that, John. Yeah.
yeah, I know, and I'm like my guidance counselor is gonna be really upset with me because technically I haven't actually handed in my signed piece of paper with from my parents about what courses I'm doing for grade 11. So like I think she might be actually she might be kind of angry with me a little bit there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and speaking of angry, I went to the office the other day, right? Because I was late. I missed my bus.
That you shouldn't have been late.
Yeah, I know. And do you find that those office people, man, they just seem like they're such like in like a bad mood, or like they're just so like like so like they got so much like anger in them. You know what I mean? Do you find that when you talk to them?
Do they have anger in them? I don't know.
Well,
I haven't
it's just,
talked to them really because I'm never late, John.
oh, okay. Well, I was late, and I came there, and I to tell them I was at school now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like there's two people at the desk, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and there's one lady already there, and she's talking to one person. The other person's on their computer, right? If
Mm-hmm.
I go over on the lady to the person on their computer who isn't talking to anyone right now, right? I go right in front of her, and like then the guy says I'm not next in line. I gotta wait apparently, so I have to go behind the lady.
Mm-hmm.
It's two people at the desk, and like he seemed so snappy with it too. He's just like he's like he's like you were on the front line to go to the back, and like he had to give me reasons for it. I'm like I didn't ask. You know what I mean?
So you had to go to the end of the line. That is very sad, John.
Well, it's not. That's not the point. That's not the point of the story. It's
Yes,
just
I
that
know.
they just. I find they seem so angry. You know what I
They do.
mean?
Okay, we got to wrap this up, John. I hope you guys enjoyed the St. Mary's unofficial podcast with Jacob,
And John
because we're the McGrath brothers.
McGrath.
McGrath
I don't know
brothers.
why.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I love you. If you want to come on, just DM me or John or whatever. DM the Instagram page, or leave a comment or whatever you want to do. And you can come on. Anybody can come on as long as you have something interesting to say. Okay. Me and John love every single person that listened to this, even though it's
Okay.
probably like 3 of you. Okay.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Wait. One other thing.
What's the thing, John?
Make sure you get Discord as well, eh?
Yeah, Discord, because that's probably going to be very helpful for me recording it. Okay. Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Yeah. See ya.